Hello everyone and welcome back to Tom's Studios. Today I'm playing Surviving the Abyss. I'm probably going to turn this into a series, if all goes well. Alright, new game. Introduction. I already know how to play the game, so I'm just gonna create a new game. Yeah, it's loading well. The game is early access, so there are a few bugs and it's not 100% complete, but it's playable.
In the years following 1956, much came to be known about the structure of DNA and the human genome. The possibility of cloning a human being was becoming a reality, as our brightest minds raced to be the first to complete the endeavor. After a few short years, scientists reported the first promising results. A human being was cloned for the first time. The celebration, however, was short-lived. The test subjects were unstable, their DNA damaged by the cloning process. All died within days. Moral objections to the technology turned to public outrage. Outrage turned to protest, and eventually protest turned to riot. Publicly, the research was discontinued. The military, however, was quick to understand the strategic potential of this research. Why stop at recreating life when it could be improved? Plans were drawn up to continue the research in total secrecy, far from the prying eyes of the world, deep below the surface of the ocean. The sea floor provides access to new, highly adapted life forms and ample DNA for experimentation. But the deep sea environment presents a significant challenge. You have been selected to lead a team of the best and brightest. The lives of the crew are in your hands.
Alright, that was the intro, the whole reason we're here. This is the central hub. Well, yeah, it's the central hub. It can house people, create power, and oxygen. It's the very basics, but if we want to clone, we have to expand. So first we'll need a coal generator for power. Alright, let's put it here. Then for life support we'll need an oxygen generator. And connect everything with tunnels so that crew members can access them. So this is a construction submarine. It builds. These are mining submarines. They mine resources. And this is a transportation submarine. So if you build buildings that aren't connected to the tunnels but have docks, then they'll take them there. What's this? Greetings, I received this message from the command station. 7,861 meters above you. We hope you got settled in okay. In the coming days and weeks, you will need to figure out how to supply power, oxygen, and food, and get a stable supply of fuel and building materials. Once basic infrastructure is established, our first big milestone would be a fully functional cloning lab. Good luck, Overseer. The work you're undertaking will benefit all humanity. So we're 7.8 kilometers under the ocean, which is terrifying. Yeah, here this is mining resources such as scrap. Oh. All prior experiments in cloning led to test subjects suffered from poor health, malnutrition, and could only undertake the simplest of tasks. Your work down here can fix this. We can fix this. The time has come. come. Open the cloning interface. Add the desired genomes to the sequence and begin the cloning process. Well, first I'm gonna mine some steel. Steel is very useful, so if you can mine some, you should. Coal is also very useful. It can... oh wow, there's a lot of steel here. Coal is used for coal generators. So we need to get a stable supply. Alright, they have crew members, they have crew members. Ooh, look, it's a spider crab. Flying. This slot is reserved for engineers who are specialized in their job. This is a rosefish. Pretty common around here. Alright, so let's get some mining going. And some exploration. A sonar tower can scan the nearby area for resources. I'm going to look for coal extraction, so I have a good supply of coal. We've opted to send down an additional 4 crew members to assist your... I don't know how to pronounce that. Before I can send them down, I expect the food situation to be stable and adequate, housing facilities to be available. 2 living quarters and a stockpile of 75 food will ensure you can sustain the larger workforce. I don't really need more people right now because I just started, but we need food. I know just where to get food. A carbohydrate farm makes food. The food is low quality, so people will become malnutritioned and it'll decrease their health. This creates high quality food, but you have to build it on a habitat. And I prefer to use habitat for, you know, to get DNA and stuff for cloning. So we need a carbohydrate farm for some food. Clone a human. Yeah, it's harder than it looks. A cloning lab takes a lot of power, so I'm not ready for cloning yet. So the fauna trap, you place it on habitats, then it catches fish. You can use the fish genome to create clones in the lab. And the marine stabilizer replenishes the habitat. We have enough people for a new cloning lab, but we don't have enough power to run it. Unless we get an engineer here, then it could make enough power. It needs... okay, so we have good food income, or enough food income. Overseer, we have the utmost faith in you to lead this mission, but our project list requires many great minds. We're planning to send down a specialist engineer to assist you with the setup of the facility. Before we give the go-ahead, we need to see progress. Stockpile 80 coal to ensure the continued success of the mission. Yeah, I need to create a new file. Okay, so can I build a coal extractor, or do I have to research it first? Yeah, I don't think I'll have enough to research it. Oh, okay, it's much cheaper than I thought. It decreases air quality. This is our air quality. Oh wow, it's really high. Buildings like this decrease the air quality, and if your air quality is too low, people can actually die of pollution. So you need to make sure your air quality stays low, or you can put all the polluting buildings on a separate grid with their own oxygen. But it's not necessary when you just started the game. So I'm gonna search for fuel. Oh, okay, medium, alright. Oh wait, there's something. There's a small coal deposit. So I should expand that way to get some coal. To expand, you need to build a light because you can't expand in the darkness. Alright, this should do it. The lights take 5 power, so I have enough spare power to have a light running. You can also start searching for habitats. When your sonar is not needed, you can turn it off because it'll just waste power then. It doesn't do anything unless you make it do something. So we have a common habitat, and I'm looking for a common habitat and an uncommon habitat very close to each other. Then I can use one marine stabilizer to keep them stable, and then use the bait from the common habitat to get uncommon bait. Then in the future you can use the uncommon bait to get rare bait and create clones that live as long as the average human. Oh, it's just concrete. Well, the search will continue. Low. Alright. Anything new so far? There are 2 common. Wait, only 1? Okay, that's disappointing, and they're all common so far. We're in a seagrass dune. The worst areas are the dark glows because they make a lot of random noises, like tapping on metal and things like that. It's very terrifying. So we need to give him power. So yeah, quite the expense. Does it reach? I'm as blind as a weasel. There we go. It reaches. Alright, so oh, it's a habitat. Oh, it's just a common one. Alright, and a coal extraction point. Because currently we're not making any coal, and coal is very important. He needs power. And he needs a tunnel. It's gonna be quite a journey. It's gonna be a long walk to work each day. It requires elevation. Yeah, if something requires elevation, you gotta build an elevator shaft. It's just stairs, actually. Let's go around here. Alright, he's connected up here, but now he needs to be connected down here. Yeah, it's a long walk to work. Quite the long walk. If we fill this up, we'll have 2 more unemployed crew members who can work. So I can get them to work at the marine stabilizer, so we can get some fauna capture. So genetics, a fauna trap. Fauna trap doesn't need anything at all. Then a marine stabilizer to keep it supplied with fish and whatever. Does it have power? It does not have power. And it needs a tunnel. We can connect it there. Or, yeah, that'll be it. I don't think your crew members complain about their terrible commutes, so you're fine. There's not an interior to buildings, but there is to tunnels. And if you zoom into the cloning lab, you can see people floating in tubes. That's the only interior I've noticed so far. Alright, how's our coal? So we're making double what we use each day. Oh, but we have an issue. Oh, wait a minute. We can shut this off and then our power issue is resolved. Although, this might cause a power issue when construction is finished. Let's hope that it doesn't. So this will start to capture a spider crab for us, which we can use in the cloning lab. And this will refill the habitat so we have infinite spider crab to capture. Alright. We're surviving so far. We have the basics done. So each genome, depending on the rarity, depends on the mutation and the success rate. So the higher the success rate, the higher the chances that the clone will actually be created. And the higher the mutation, the lower its lifespan. The average lifespan is around 1 or 2 months. But rare genomes lower mutations, so you can use them to create clones that live as long as the average person. But that's a later game technology. I need to first find an uncommon habitat, and then find a rare habitat, because I need to use the uncommon bait for the rare habitat. Alright, so we don't have enough. They'll bring us more people, so maybe we can use more people to get the cloning started. But I think if we bring more people, we'll need another carbohydrate farm. So let's build some living quarters over here. And we also need more power. That won't impact the air quality too much, so people will still be fine. We can deactivate those too, because they're just gonna use our power, which we don't. And we don't really need them yet. Alright, our first fauna was captured. A 6 chance mutation, 12 chance success, and 1 use. So the use basically means how many times you can use it. So if it has 1 use, then you can create 1 clone. If it has 0 uses, then you can't create a clone. You need to add another genome to actually be able to create clones. Unsafe air quality. Where? The air quality is fine. Let's deactivate those. We don't need them yet. Once this is finished, I'll activate them so we can get more people, and then we can build another carbohydrate farm. Oh, it's a squid. The rough octopus is the lone species of the genus Sasakiopus. This species began its life in a planktonic stage for some time before growing to pursue its adult, sea-floor-dwelling lifestyle. If I'm correct, the pressure this low in the ocean is 8 tons. So it's as if someone threw 8 tons on you. So it's amazing how these creatures live down there, because the pressure is just so extreme. Alright, this needs people. Where do I not need a person? Carbohydrate farm. I think the carbohydrate farm can run with 1 person. Yeah, it can. It'll just take longer to produce food, but it can run with just 1 person. Alright, we have some power. We can turn this on. Oxygen almost at full capacity. Alright, plus 6 new crew members, and people are happier because there's food stability. Alright, so now we need to build another carbohydrate farm. We can't build another carbohydrate farm. Where's our mine? Does it have concrete in here? It does not. I saw concrete here earlier. Can't remember where it was. Mining relays luckily don't cost anything. Oh, here, concrete. Alright, so we really need concrete because we're gonna start running out of food without it. So go get that concrete. You can see the people walking here. If you zoom in on them, they don't look like anyone actually. 3 crew are unemployed. Yeah, I'm currently working on the situation. It would be nice to have an engineer down here. I think the engineer can only work at the coal generator and extractors. For now, there are other buildings later in the game. And then scientists can work at research labs and the cloning lab. Alright, we have enough concrete to build the carbohydrate farm. So if you try and build something in the darkness, it'll just say you can't build in the darkness. Later in the game, if you do expeditions, you can, if you're done with an expedition later in the game, a flare will be left. So you can build an outpost around that flare. It's basically like the central hub, it's just smaller and it doesn't have docks of its own. So if I find a rare habitat really far, I might be able to put a flare there and then build an outpost. I think I have enough power to activate this, so I can continue searching for other habitats. There really isn't anything good, is there? They're all just low. Alright, find us something. Uncommon habitat. Alright, it's a start. So if I can either expand there or... Yeah, I can either expand there or send an exploration sub later so that there's a flare and then I can build an outpost. I think it'd be easier at the beginning to expand towards it. I do have the power to build one more light source in that direction. You guys can stop focusing on that. Focus on all of them. Yeah. We have one unemployed crew member. Right. We forgot another important building, a research lab. These are very important because you need research. It can save your life later in the game. Where do I put it? I can't put it there. If I put it over here. No, it's too close. Like that. And it needs power. And then a tunnel. You can also research things such as a garden dome. This improves air quality and even creates oxygen. It also provides recreation, so your colonists will be a little happier. The missile also creates recreation and reduces malnutrition. No one has malnutrition yet because I haven't been here for too long. It's only been a week. But they're gonna develop malnutrition. You can see what day it is in your game, and that's time. So we need 80 coal if you want an engineer down here. We can use the engineer on one of our coal generators. I want at least 8 extra power so we can get a cloning lab going. Usually when I play the game, I deactivate a building whilst the cloning lab is active. Usually the research lab. The cloning lab doesn't have to be active all the time. It just needs to be active whilst you're cloning. So if you're not cloning, you can turn it off. Alright, we have a research lab. Let's get some research. Wait, do we have enough power for the research lab? Yeah, we do actually. Oh, so we have 4 extra power we can use something if we wanted to. So we have 1 person working here. We can actually bring someone from one of the carbohydrate farms. Our food production will still be good and we'll get more research. And I don't have any scientists that could work there. Oh wait, I think you get a scientist if you clone the first human. So if I deactivate this, we'll have enough power to run the cloning lab. Alright, so what does the cloning lab need to be constructed? Alright, we have enough to construct it. So where do I construct it though? What am I build it like over here? Here we go. Power. Oh wait, no, wrong place. You can't put tunnels in next to tunnels like this. Usually at like folds or bends you can put another tunnel. Yeah, I know, we're currently not making power. So I'm gonna deactivate the research lab and then we can get our first clones going. See how things go. The clones really won't be good at the start because we only have common bait. Well, the better the bait, the higher the mutation chance and the chance of success. But rare bait lowers mutation. And spider plant. So he's still full because he's replenishing like he should. That's good. Alright, I can speed the game up. Here are just basic tutorials. Yeah, lights. Yeah, we all love lights. What's this? Oh, it's coal. Cloning lab constructed. Guess you get a milestone for that. So let's get our first clones going. Alright, so if I put all 4 of these in, there's a 48% chance of success. And if the clone is created, I can attempt to create a clone 4 times. And if the clone is created, it'll only live for 56 days before dying. Yeah, I know it's harsh. This is their occupation. So there's a 48% chance as a generalist, so in total there's a 48% chance he's successful. A generalist they can just do general tasks, but like an engineer and a scientist are specialized in like science or engineering. Alright. I think depending on the genome depends on the time or depending on your upgrades, but right now it takes 2 days for a clone to be created. If you zoom in, you can see the clones in their pods. Alright, so I I only have 2 living spaces and living quarters left. But why can't people live here? They typically complain that they don't have a house until I build them a living quarters, but they can just live here. Because there's a lot of space in the central hub. The submarine factory can build more submarines if you want more. But I mainly use it in my games to build an exploration submarine because you don't have one at the beginning of the game. And you're going to need them later in the game to complete certain tasks. A lot of magical craft, I mean. And our food situation is good. In this, it's a bit slow. Oh, I think it just captured something. Okay, I'm gonna forward time until the clone is created. And no mining resources. If more than 2 clones are successful, I'm going to have to build another living quarters, but I don't think more than 2 will be successful, considering the low chances of a clone being successful. Alright, the first clone is almost complete. Another spider crab. 1 more hour. Oh, okay, it was successful. Glenn Brown. Only a 56 lifespan. So our crew are happy because the first clone was created, but the first clone won't live too long. Greetings Overseer, this is the command station once again. Congratulations on your first success. This is the first partially successful human clone in almost 3 years. This however is just the beginning. These crews still have limited lifespan, so we're surely going to need more. Expand the population to 20. Alright, what do I get? Oh wow, these almost look like people. You can get people by doing that other mission I did, the 2 living quarters and the stockpile of food. But after that, the only way to get more is cloning. And clones die, so you're gonna have to make new clones to replace them. But in my last game, it took me 140 days to replace all the clones that can die with clones that can't. Regular people can't die. They have the lifespan of the average person, and if they live for like 80 or 60 years, it's gonna be a lot of gameplay, and the game doesn't even last that long. Another John Dory. Way to go. How's the air quality? I think the air quality can't go below 70. Then people start dying because of pollution. So I could make another coal generator and then expand with lights to the uncommon habitat. Considering how far it is... Oh, okay, I only need 1 light. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make 1 light. Then we can start getting some uncommon bait and maybe improve cloning. I think all it will do is increase the chance of success. Alright, cloning failed. But it'll also increase the mutation, so they'll live shorter. Alright, so Glenn Brown was cloned, but one of the clones didn't make it. You like glow in the dark. Is an edible coastal marine fish. Compressed olive yellow body which has a large dark spot and long spines on the dorsal fin. the dark spot is used to flash an evil eye if danger approaches. The terrible thing about clones is they die obviously, but if they die, your crew become unhappy for a while. Yeah, it doesn't have power currently. Can I build? Oh wow, that's gonna be expensive. Very expensive. Alright, it has power, but we can't really turn it on. Because there's not enough power. At some point, if a colony is too big, they'll start being attacked by an unknown anomaly. But you can research UV lights. The UV lights scare him away. But UV lights consume double resources. So if I want to have UV lights on all the time, I'm gonna have to expand a little. But the game does say anomaly detected when it detects the creature, so I can just turn my UV lights on then. Just need to make sure I have enough coal saved. So that I can have them on long enough until that anomaly is available. Still 17 more hours until the cloning process is complete. Fed all crew for 15 days. Alright, so the crew are happy because they are all fed. Eventually they're gonna start becoming unhappy because the food sucks. But you sign up for this. Almost at full capacity. We still have 1 extra oxygen, so we got nothing to worry about. And you should be careful when doing expeditions because they can have dangerous outcome. Once 5 of my colonists or crew died because of an expedition. So just save your game, go on the expedition, and then if it fails, just load the previous save before you went. The first guys are partially successful. Mutation in genetic sequence means their lifespans are shorter, so we'll need to clone a steady supply to ensure the facility remains functional. This is exactly the start we were hoping for. The sacrifice you're making is a great benefit for humanity. I don't really need new people right now. I'm planning on building a fauna trap, and fauna traps don't need people. Overseer, before the construction of the central hub, we're scouting units by a number of nearby bounds which are likely to contain new species and resources. We need to further our research. Kelp forests. Our scans indicate the presence of aluminium here, which is vital for our more advanced construction efforts, along with species which may help us push the boundaries of our cloning technology. Coral reefs. Appears to contain a good amount of useful resources and species to support our efforts. And crew members unemployed. Yeah, I'm sorry. I need to do something to gain 1 extra power. Is there nothing useless I can shut down? Yeah, no, really isn't. I can actually research that they use less coal. I'll research this when I need the UV lights. That'll help. Can also research they create more power, but you need tier 2 technology or tier 2 research for that. Alright, so I'm gonna shut this down and just get construction started. Oh, you have power. It's starting to weird that my mind is turning on me. These days when I catch the eye of a friend in my break room, it's like they didn't even know me. Colleagues I thought I knew are not treating me like a stranger, and my life on the surface feels so distant. I have so many fond memories of my mother, but I struggle to recall the sound of her voice. She feels like a stranger to me. If any others report it this way, am I the only one to send them to the hospital? Under supervision, the hospital was revealed that the crew member suffered from something akin to cognitive dissonance, a compilation of the cloning process. Through a series of ground exercises, they can assimilate better to their environment and return to work. I gave you power. Why are you complaining? One injured crew cannot work. Crew can be treated in a hospital. Alright, I'll focus on this later. So you can build a hospital, and basically what it does is it helps people that are injured. I currently don't have a hospital. I can get one if... Wait. Life support? Yes. I can't afford it. But I'll get it next time. So that was it for today's video. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.